Today we have a great lesson about one of constructivism's favorite theorists, Jerome Bruner. But due to high costs, we were not able to book him to speak for our presentation. The constructivist theory involves creating ideas and understanding that learning is always demonstrated as constantly building knowledge off of previous or new information.
Bruner's theory of instruction has 4 features. The first theory is that all students must have the predisposition to learn. Having a predisposition to learn means that students will use past experiences to make understanding of a general perspective or a specific topic less difficult. Parents, early teachers, as well as social factors have a direct influence on the successfulness of learners. The second theory relates to the structure of knowledge. This is when the knowledge is given to learners and it is delivered in the most effectively structured way. Giving students a structured method initially helps for students to distinguish patterns and identify similarities of other methods that may be used in the future. Identifying similarities in structure with other methods helps us to transfer knowledge and allow learners to make connections to the related content. The third theory is the importance of creating effective sequencing when introducing new subjects to learners. Effective sequencing is when the facilitator either increases the difficulty or ease for the learner to create positive results of confidence and understanding.
The fourth theory involves the 3 modes of representation: enactive, iconic, and symbolic. Enactive is normally considered between 0 to 1 year and involves remembering action based on information, which is also known as muscle memory. Iconic, which is usually 1 to 6 years, involves visually stored information or images. Some learners relate to this consciously, whereas others don't experience it. When learning a new concept, it's good to have pictures, examples, and diagrams on the wall to help students create that mental picture to refer to. Symbolic, 7 and older. This involves the information that is saved as a coding or symbol, just like language. Knowledge is stored as words that are flexible and can be manipulated by other learners to create connections.
There are 4 characteristics to effective instructions. Bruner believed effective instruction should be 1. Personalized, 2. Content structure, 3. Sequencing, 4. Reinforcement. Personalized. Institutions should be related to learners' predisposition and facilitate interest towards learning. Content should be structured so it can be more easily grasped by the learner. Sequencing is an important aspect of the presentation of the material. Reinforcement. Rewards and punishments should be selected and paced appropriately.
Discovery learning. Bruner believed in students learning through discovery, which included hands-on activities as well as problem-based learning. He found that it was a very powerful technique in which students could discover the solutions individually, making the learning stronger. Whereas modern teaching focuses on the teacher as the primary instructor, discovering learning allows the students to have more initiative in the learning process. Bruner found discovery learning to be a 6-part problem. First, students must have a positive attitude towards their strength as a problem solver. They must believe in themselves, work with little information, and extract unimportant information. Second is the compatibility problem. Students must recall information they already know and connect their usefulness with the new problem. Thirdly is activation. Students must be fully engaged to gain their own experience from the new problem. Fourth, there must be practice. Students must have regular opportunities to practice problem solving in order to understand the overall process and know when to reuse previously learned skills. Bruner calls the 5th problem the self-loop problem. He found the students struggled explaining the process of problems they were solving. Lastly, our capacity for handling information is best used when we consistently practice what we are trying to understand. As teachers, we should incorporate discovery learning through project-based learning, problem-based learning, and experiments to allow our students more success. Discovery learning is mostly seen in math classrooms, but through experiments and activities that have real-life connections, students will become engaged and gain a further understanding of the expected outcome. Students will also become better overall learners as teachers incorporate more opportunities to practice discovery learning in the classroom.
Created using Powtoon.